From starting his mining career at the tender age of 5 to becoming a multimillionaire before turning 25, Parker's journey on Gold Rush has been nothing short of spectacular.
People don't realize that they're driving around a big machine, you know? It's like, those trucks are not small.
250.
I think we're on some hot ground.
With his crew winning the gold count by extracting a staggering 8,309.75 ounces in a recent season, Parker's success has captured the imagination of millions. But despite these golden victories, fans have noticed that Parker isn't appearing as much as before. What's really going on with Parker Schnabel, the golden boy of gold mining? Could there be more to his story than just the glitter of gold? Early beginnings. Born and raised in Haines, Alaska, Parker grew up with gold dust in his veins, surrounded by the rugged wilderness that would one day serve as both his office and his playground. His grandfather, John Schnabel, was a legendary figure in the local mining community, owning the Big Nugget Mine. It was under this familial influence that Parker's fascination with gold mining was sparked. From a very young age, Parker displayed an unusual maturity and a keen interest in the family business. By the age of 5, he was already accompanying his father, Roger Schnabel, to the mine, not just as a spectator but as an eager apprentice. These early experiences were critical, embedding in him not only the skills required to mine but also a deep respect for the craft and the environment it exploits. Parker's father, Roger, played a pivotal role in shaping his early mining career. Roger was a stern yet fair mentor, emphasizing the importance of hard work, perseverance, and respect for the laborious process of gold mining. Under his father's watchful eye, Parker learned how to handle the heavy machinery that is so crucial to the mining process. Excavators, wash plants, and dozers became as familiar to him as toys are to other children. But it wasn't all about the physical aspects of mining. Roger Schnabel instilled in Parker a sense of the business side of things from an early age. He taught him how to evaluate the profitability of a dig site, manage finances, and most importantly, make tough decisions that could either lead to a jackpot or a dry well. These lessons were imparted amidst the breathtaking backdrop of Alaska's untamed wilderness, a constant reminder of the stakes involved in tampering with nature's balance. Parker's education was not limited to the confines of his family's mine. He often ventured out to learn from other miners in the region, absorbing diverse techniques and strategies. This eclectic education helped him develop a holistic view of gold mining, appreciating its history and its future challenges. As Parker grew older, his responsibilities at the mine increased. By the time he was a teenager, he was leading men twice his age, directing large-scale operations, and making decisions that affected the livelihood of his entire crew. It was during these formative years that Parker's leadership qualities began to shine. His ability to motivate his team, coupled with his innovative approaches to overcoming obstacles, quickly became his hallmark. Rise on Gold Rush. His journey on the show is not just about mining for gold. It's about mining for experience, resilience, and a deeper understanding of his craft. When Parker first appeared on Gold Rush, he was just a teenager. Despite his youth, he was already seasoned beyond his years, thanks to the rigorous training under his father and grandfather in the unforgiving Alaskan wilderness. His early seasons on the show captured this raw yet remarkably astute young miner taking his first steps into the limelight. Viewers were quickly captivated by his determination, his innovative methods, and his willingness to take significant risks. One of Parker's most notable early achievements on Gold Rush was his decision to take charge of the Big Nugget Mine. Here he demonstrated not only his mining acumen, but also a strong leadership ability that belied his age. His initial seasons were marked by a steep learning curve, managing operations and personnel, all under the watchful eyes of a global audience. The pressure was immense, but Parker's ability to handle the stress with a maturity that far exceeded his years won him many admirers. As the seasons progressed, Parker's ambitions grew, along with his reputation. He began to set lofty goals, such as aiming to mine an unprecedented 2,000 ounces of gold in a single season. Achieving these goals was never straightforward. Parker faced numerous challenges, from mechanical failures and treacherous weather conditions to running into layers of permafrost that made digging nearly impossible. Each obstacle provided a new learning opportunity, and Parker's problem-solving skills became a highlight of the show. One of the pivotal moments in Parker's career came when he decided to venture into the Yukon, expanding his operations outside Alaska. This move not only increased his potential for finding gold, but also exposed him to new mining laws, environmental regulations, and logistical challenges. The Yukon seasons are particularly memorable for viewers as they showcase Parker's growth from a miner to a mining mogul, handling multiple claims and larger crews. However, success on Gold Rush was not just measured in ounces. Parker's interpersonal relationships with his crew, including occasional conflicts and reconciliations, added a human element to his story. His leadership style evolved significantly over the years, often highlighted by his interactions with his team, showing moments of tension but also great camaraderie and mutual respect. Financially, Parker's success on Gold Rush has been staggering. There were seasons where he and his crew unearthed millions of dollars worth of gold. These successes, however, came with increased responsibilities and pressures to continually perform at peak levels, pushing both his team and the equipment to their limits. Amidst the successes, Parker also faced personal losses, most notably the passing of his mentor and grandfather, John Schnabel. This event was a significant emotional moment on the show, marking a turning point in Parker's personal and professional life. It was a testament to his character, as he navigated through his grief while continuing to lead his team to achieve their goals, honoring his grandfather's legacy by adhering to the values he had instilled in him. Through each season, Parker's journey on Gold Rush has been a fascinating evolution of a young man growing into a seasoned and savvy businessman. Business expansion and challenges. This progression from a modest family-run operation to a substantial enterprise is a tale of ambition, astuteness, and the inevitable bureaucratic entanglements that accompany significant growth in any industry. In the early days, Parker's involvement in mining was relatively straightforward, guided by the seasoned hands of his family. However, as his ambitions grew, fueled by both success and the stark realities of television ratings, Parker began to scale up. This scaling was not just in terms of the gold output, but also in the operational footprint and the machinery involved. He invested in better technology and more sophisticated equipment, such as the notorious wash plant Slucifer, which is renowned for its efficiency and high throughput. However, with bigger machinery came bigger responsibilities and a larger crew. Parker's role subtly shifted from being primarily hands-on with the day-to-day operations to more of a managerial and strategic position. He was now overseeing logistics, from the procurement of equipment and managing multiple mining sites to navigating the complex web of workforce management. This transition marked a critical evolution in Parker's career as he morphed into a full-fledged business mogul within the mining sector. Yet, as any seasoned entrepreneur will attest, expansion brings its own set of challenges, and Parker's journey was no exception. One of the primary hurdles was the regulatory landscape of mining. As his operations spread across the Yukon and parts of the U.S., Parker faced a maze of legal requirements. Mining legislation, environmental regulations, and land use rights became daily concerns. Each geographic area came with its own set of rules, and compliance was not just necessary for legal operation, but also critical to maintain his reputation and that of the show. Moreover, the bureaucratic challenges were not limited to mere compliance. The very process of securing permits became a significant undertaking. Each new site required thorough environmental impact assessments, stakeholder consultations, and a multitude of permits. The delays and red tape were not just frustrating, they posed real threats to the timelines and profitability of his mining seasons. Parker often shared on the show how navigating these waters was less about battling the elements and more about dueling with paperwork and regulatory bodies. Financial management also grew in complexity with the business. The larger the operation, the greater the overhead. Managing cash flow, especially given the seasonality of gold mining, required meticulous planning and financial acumen. Parker had to ensure that the revenue from the gold extracted not only covered the operational costs, but also the investments in equipment and site development. This aspect of the business was particularly challenging, given the fluctuating prices of gold and the immense capital involved in scaling up operations. Parker's expansion also tested his leadership abilities. Managing a larger crew, each with their own aspirations and personalities, required a blend of empathy, firmness, and strategic foresight. Conflicts were inevitable, and how Parker handled these not only affected team morale, but also impacted productivity and ultimately the bottom line. Which brings us to the technicalities of the mining itself. The technicalities. Gold mining isn't just about swinging pickaxes and sifting through river silt. It's a complex, high-tech endeavor, especially at the scale operated by Parker Schnabel on Gold Rush. At the heart of Parker's mining operations is the impressive array of heavy machinery, none more iconic than Supposition. This massive wash plant is a cornerstone of his operation, epitomizing the technological advancements that have revolutionized gold mining. Unlike the simple tools of yore, Supposition is a powerhouse, capable of processing hundreds of cubic yards of pay dirt per hour, extracting gold with efficiency that old-time prospectors could only dream of. But what exactly is a wash plant? To put it simply, it's a large piece of equipment that cleans and separates soil, rock, and other materials, extracting gold along the way. The process starts when pay dirt is fed into the plant via a loader or conveyor. As the dirt travels through the plant, it's vigorously washed with water, which helps break down clumps and loosen the gold from other materials. Various mechanisms within the plant, such as shaker tables, sluice boxes, and riffles, then capture the heavier gold particles as the lighter material is washed away. Parker's use of Supposition and similar high-capacity equipment is a testament to his innovative approach to mining. Efficiency is key in gold mining, and the ability to process large volumes of earth quickly reduces overall costs and increases the potential gold yield. It's a simple equation. The more dirt you process, the more gold you are likely to find. However, this efficiency doesn't come without challenges. These massive machines require regular maintenance, and breakdowns can lead to costly halts in operation. Parker's ability to manage these logistical aspects is crucial to his success. Beyond the wash plants, Parker and his team use a variety of other high-tech equipment. Excavators and bulldozers are standard in their arsenal, used for digging and moving large quantities of earth. But perhaps less visibly, a lot of precision goes into planning and executing each step of the mining process. For instance, before even breaking ground, Parker relies on geological surveys, maps, and sometimes even drones to identify promising mining sites. This preliminary exploration is critical because it guides where to dig, potentially saving thousands of dollars in misallocated resources. Another aspect of the technical side of mining on Gold Rush is the environmental management techniques employed. Gold mining can be destructive, but Parker's operations often use reclaimed water for sorting and sifting gold, minimizing waste and reducing environmental impact. Furthermore, the reclamation of mining sites, restoring land after mining has ceased, is a crucial part of the process, ensuring that the impact on the landscape is minimized and that the area can recover. Parker's continuous push for innovation is not just about adding bigger and better machines, it's about optimizing every part of the operation, from the initial surveying to the final ounce of gold produced. His willingness to embrace new technology and methodologies not only increases his gold yield, but also sets a standard in the mining industry for efficiency and environmental responsibility. But how does this affect the economic conditions and environment overall? Economic and environmental implications. The economic ripple effects of gold mining can be massive and are often a central theme in communities where shows like Gold Rush are filmed. For starters, mining operations like Parker's create jobs. Not just direct jobs that involve the actual mining, but also indirect employment in supporting industries like equipment maintenance, transportation, and even local businesses that provide services to miners and their families. Furthermore, these mining operations inject substantial amounts of money into local economies. When a mining crew sets up in a town, they spend money at local businesses, pay local taxes, and contribute to the economic vitality of the area. For many remote locations, such as those in the Klondike region of Yukon, Canada, mining remains one of the few viable industries capable of supporting communities. Parker's mining adventures also highlight a significant aspect of economic dependency on mining. In many cases, the fortunes of entire towns can fluctuate with the success or failure of the mining season. This can lead to a boom or bust scenario where communities thrive when the gold yield is high and struggle when the mines aren't producing much. This dependency underscores the critical need for responsible mining practices that ensure long-term sustainability over short-term gains. While the economic benefits can be significant, the environmental impact of gold mining is a much more complex and often contentious issue. Mining operations, especially on the scale seen in Gold Rush, can lead to substantial environmental degradation if not managed properly. The show does not shy away from these realities and often brings them to the forefront of discussions. One of the primary environmental concerns is land disruption. Mining involves moving and displacing large amounts of earth, which can lead to habitat destruction for local wildlife and changes in the landscape that may increase erosion and sedimentation in nearby waterways. This sediment can clog riverbeds, affect water flow, and harm aquatic life. Additionally, the use of water in mining operations, particularly in the washing processes which are integral to separating gold from other materials, poses significant challenges. While Parker's operations often use recirculated water to mitigate this impact, the potential for water contamination with heavy metals and other pollutants remains a concern. This is especially true in areas where mining regulations may be less stringent or harder to enforce. Another critical aspect is the chemical usage in gold extraction, particularly in operations that use cyanide or mercury amalgamation, though less common in modern contexts like Parker's. These chemicals can have devastating effects on the environment if not handled with extreme care, leading to long-term contamination of soil and water sources. Lastly, there's the issue of mine reclamation, restoring the land after mining has ceased. This is crucial for ensuring that areas exploited for mining can be returned to their natural state or used for other purposes. Reclamation is not just an environmental responsibility, but also a legal requirement in many places, emphasizing the need to balance economic benefits with ecological stewardship. But all of this wasn't without his own personal struggles. Personal struggles. One of the most significant challenges Parker has faced is the daunting task of managing a large team. Leadership under the glare of television cameras adds an extra layer of pressure. Parker's leadership style has evolved dramatically from his early days as a teenager in charge of seasoned miners many years his senior. The responsibility of making decisions that affect the livelihood of his entire crew weighs heavily on him. Conflicts, which are inevitable in such high-stress environments, require a delicate balance of firmness and fairness, attributes Parker has had to develop and refine over the years. Moreover, the sheer scale of his operations now demands a level of administrative and bureaucratic acumen that was not required when he first started. Dealing with permits, regulations, and the financial management of his expanding enterprise presents a continuous learning curve. These responsibilities pull him in various directions, often stretching his capabilities to their limits. Balancing personal life with such a demanding career is another significant challenge for Parker. The mining season is not only physically grueling but also time-consuming, often requiring long periods away from family and friends. This isolation can take a mental toll, and Parker has openly discussed the sacrifices made in personal relationships and social life to pursue his gold mining ambitions. The seasonal nature of the work, while lucrative, does not afford much downtime, leading to a life that can feel continuously uprooted. Despite these challenges, Parker's career is studded with achievements that highlight his skill, perseverance, and sometimes sheer audacity. One of the most noteworthy milestones in Parker's career was when he set an ambitious goal of mining 2,000 ounces of gold in a single season, a target he not only met, but exceeded. This achievement was not just a testament to his growing expertise and the efficiency of his crew, but also a bold statement of his presence in the gold mining industry. Parker's ventures have taken him beyond the borders of Alaska, exploring gold mining opportunities in the Yukon, South America, and even Papua New Guinea. Each location has posed unique challenges, from unfamiliar terrains and climates to diverse regulatory environments. Yet Parker has navigated these with increasing adeptness. Financially, Parker has become one of the most successful miners featured on Gold Rush. His ability to consistently increase his gold yield season after season has not only boosted his standing, but also significantly augmented his net worth. These financial successes allow him to reinvest in his operations, adopt new technologies, and plan for future expansions. Beyond the ounces of gold and the dollar figures, Parker's achievements also include his growth as a public figure. He has matured under the public eye, growing from a teenage miner into a savvy business mogul and a respected leader. His journey resonates with viewers not just for the gold he unearths, but for the human experiences and emotions he shares. His grief at the loss of his beloved grandfather, his struggles with team management, and his candid reflections on the sacrifices made for success. So, what are your thoughts on the journey of Parker? Let us know in the comments.